Okay, so there are three parts to this move. The first is a passive stretch for the hip external rotators. Then we've got isometric strengthening for both the shortened side of the hip, the top here, and the bottom side, or the lengthening side of the joint. Okay, but before we do any of that, we need to first set up in a 90-90 base position. So to do that, I want your front thigh to extend out in front of your chest with a 90-degree angle at the front knee. Okay, the back thigh extends out to the side, again with a 90-degree angle at the back knee. In this position, you're going to feel potentially like your body wants to spill out to the side. So I want you to use that outside arm to push your body and try and center your shoulders over the hips as best as you can. If you feel like your knee is way off the ground, you're just going to close down this angle slightly and it'll be a bit more comfortable. Okay, so we're reducing that angle of external rotation. Once you've got yourself into a perfect 90-90 position, we're going to achieve a stretch under that front hip. Okay, to do that, I want you to have your hands on the ground for support, and I want you to lean the shoulders forward. And you should feel a nice deep stretch under that front hip. What's very common with a lot of people during this stretch is they fold forward and round the spine, okay? And that's not what we want. To get that stretch, we have to think about leaning forward, staying nice and tall through the spine, also like you're trying to hover that belly button up and over the shin. So think about belly button coming forward, shoulders forward, find that steep stretch, and then hold there. I'll show you what that looks like from the side so you can get a better angle of that. So I'm in my 90-90 position, hands down, and I'm going to lean forward. You can see that I'm not doing this. I'm coming forward here until I have that stretch. Okay, so once you found that stretch, that's part one, you're going to hold it for 2 minutes. 2 minutes in that stretch. As you do that, I want you to have nice, slow diaphragmatic breathing. So think 3 to 4 seconds inhale through the nose, and then 4 to 8 seconds on the exhale. Okay? That concludes part one. Once you've done that, it's the isometric strengthening part. So for the first one, I want you to think about that imagine that there's a weight scale under your front leg here, and you're going to push force into that weight scale with your front leg until it reads 70% of your effort. So before we do that, and again, we're doing this from our stretched position, so for me it's here. So before we do that, I want tension created through the body. So I'm going to tense my legs, tense my arms, I'm going to take a deep breath into the belly, brace my abs to pack that air down, and then I'm going to take short, shallow breaths as I crush that leg into that weight scale. I'm going to ramp tension up gradually until it reads 70% of my effort, and then I'm going to hold strong for 10 seconds with that 70% effort contraction. After I've done that, I'm going to slowly ease off back down to 0. Okay? That's the end of part two, the last one, and that's going to strengthen isometrically these muscles or the lengthening side of the hip. The next, we turn our attention to the top side of the hip. So I want you to think about trying to pull your body into a deeper stretch. Okay, so for that, again, we set up with a full tension through the body, take a deep breath through the nose, brace the abs, and then I want you to think about like you're trying to lift the shin off the ground and lean the shoulders forward. Think like you're trying to slip a credit card under the ankle here, and really, really fire up all these muscles on the front of the hip to attempt to pull your body into a deeper stretch. It's unlikely that you will, but I just want you to put that effort in to strengthen isometrically these muscles at the top of the hip. Hold that for 10, ease off. Once you've done that, you're going to hold the new stretch position for 20 seconds and repeat those contractions one more time. Okay, so that is Pails and Rails for hip external rotation complete.